You're going to begin the holiday by being bloody-minded, Charles.
I'm not being anything of the kind. I'm being quite the opposite. I'm doing my level, studied best to keep absolutely calm. How would you expect me to behave under the circumstances?
Well, I know it's totally out of character, but could you try behaving like a civilized human being over the next few days?
Civilized? Did you call her behavior civilized? Arriving out of the blue, unannounced, uninvited, and unwanted?
In the first place, she's not uninvited. Daddy asked her if she'd like to spend Christmas with us.
Isn't Daddy just? Squire bloody bountiful.
And in the second place...
Bully for him. Living it up in California while we are entertaining his associates over here.
In the second place, she doesn't exactly come under the heading of unwanted. It should work out. The money will keep this place going until next summer.
It'll take more than money to keep this place going, darling. It'll take a ruddy miracle.
I'm asking a miracle of you, Charles. Be nice to her.
I like the way you managed to lay the blame fairly and squarely at my door. Does she know what you've got laid on for her on Christmas Eve?
Not yet, no.
And you call that program of events being nice to her?
Christmas Eve can't be helped. Christmas Eve was arranged weeks, months ago. She's an out businesswoman. She'll take Christmas Eve in her stride.
Good. I hope she does. I also hope I manage to take Christmas Eve in mine. She'll be here in a minute. I hope you're going to change into something presentable.
Get a load of her. Oh, well. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hello?
Private quarters is over there.
Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Try, Charles. At least make an effort to be pleasant.
Don't I always?
No. We need the money.
All right. Don't harp. I'll try.
Your visitor.
Hello there. Enter. Do come in.
Merry Christmas, if I'm not imposing. Excuse me.
Posing, of course not.
Oh, can I help you with this?
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm Charles Antry.
Julia Morrison, excuse my glove.
Can I take your coat?
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm Angela.
Yes, I know. Hello.
Hello.
Well. Oh, I needed that, I can tell you.
I'm sure you did. The local train service is dreadful at the best of times, but at Christmas...
Oh, not only your local service, but all the way from London. I sat in an overcrowded, underheated railway carriage with some clown of it. Where are my cigarettes? There. Some clown of an engine driver who insisted in stopping at every one-horse village along the way. Everything from little something or other on the Wold to greater something or other on Stowe. I have seen more men running up and down platforms blowing little whistles than you'd expect to see at one of your football matches at Lord's. I forgot to say cheers. Can I do that again?
Oh, another drink?
Thank
you.
How was Father when you last saw him?
Oh, he's fine, just fine. He must think I'm awful talking on about myself. All those presents under the tree, they're all from him. He's fine, just fine.
Of course he is, Miss Myerson.
Julia, please.
Of course he's fine. Who wouldn't be in the best of spirits, spending Christmas being feted in Los Angeles?
Well, if there's one weak spot we Americans have, Mr. Antry,
Charles.
it is that we are absolute suckers for your aristocracy. And your father-in-law is a true blue, real live lord, no less.
Does that allow him, do you think, the God-given right to lord it over your native Californians and leave his poor relations here at home to mind the shop?
Charles?
Oh, yes, right.
Should you decide that Glebes Hall is suitable for your location, isn't that what you call it?
Yes, that's right.
Would you be here long?
About 6 weeks in all. We plan to start shooting in early February, which would take them through into the middle of March. Now, is that going to be an inconvenience for you?
No, not at all. The house, the public part, that is closed except for the summer months. We can't afford the heating costs. From October until the end of June, we survive in these few rooms here.
Like the proverbial church mice, but much better bred.
I'm sure.
What kind of film are you planning on making?
Oh, I thought your father told you all about it in his letter. It's a horror movie.
How appropriate.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. I think his lordship was putting me on a little bit. He told me this house is haunted. I think it's very exciting. I can't wait to look it over and see for myself. Is there some kind of interesting story behind your ghost?
Trio of ghosts, Miss Mice.
Ooh.
3 ghosts for the price of 1. Money we may be short of. Ghosts we are not.
So the boy murdered his own sister right in this very room.
Cut her throat.
On Christmas Eve.
Elizabeth was 7, Nicholas was 9.
But why? Just for the hell of it, or did he have a reason?
Oh, he had his reasons. The girl wasn't averse to the odd act of mutilation herself, or so the grisly story goes. Small furry animals were Elizabeth's forte. She never graduated as far as humans. But she made the sad mistake of going to town on 2 of her brother's pet guinea pigs. She got her comeuppance. Her body was discovered by their mother, there, in front of the fireplace.
And somebody else, you say, was punished for the crime?
Mrs. Purvis can fill you in on all the small print on the family history. Mrs. Purvis is our official guide during the tourist season, such as it is.
The children's nurse was tried and found guilty of murdering Elizabeth, miss. A woman named Violet Walmsley. There's a waxwork figure of her, too, at the top of the main stairs.
Oh, yeah. So, Nicholas slit his sister's throat, kept his mouth shut, and Nanny took the rap for it.
He did earn up eventually.
What a good little boy.
When it was too late, of course.
He was 15 years old. After confessing, he took his own life. Also in this room.
On the self-same spot as he took the life of his sister.
Good Lord.
The brother a murderer who also killed himself, while the unfortunate sister was rather short on marbles. You're wondering, no doubt, if all this insanity is hereditary, and whether it was insane of me marrying into the family.
Oh, Charles, do you have to?
No, actually, I was thinking, I think I ought to cable my producer. Try to persuade him to cancel our spook movie. Start making plans to shoot the story of this house.
I hate this room. Particularly in the winter.
And now Glebes Hall is haunted by the ghosts of all 3 of those unfortunates. The girl, Elizabeth, the nurse, Violet Walmsley, who died for a crime she did not commit. And here stands the very lady. And thirdly, of course, the devil himself, young Nicholas.
I'll say this and mean it. I do admire your honesty.
Honesty?
Well, sure. If I had a skeleton of Nicholas's proportions in my family closet, I'd make damn sure he never got out.
Exactly. I hope you're not seriously considering giving our dark past the Hollywood treatment.
Well, you never know.
Cashing in on the family murder was Father's doing. He saw the waxworks going cheap at a sale somewhere and got the idea.
Always an eye to the main chance, my father-in-law.
Well, in this day and age, I must say you can't blame him. I mean, why not?
Oh, quite. Such as hiring out the ancient family seat as the setting for a horror film.
Well, yes.
We're grateful for anything that comes our way.
Can I leave you to lock up, Mrs. Purvis?
Don't you worry, Mr. Antry. I'll see to everything.
My wife was right, and I hope the house does suit your purpose. God knows we need the cash. We're grateful for any odd favors that are cast our way. We do not, contrary to popular belief, make our fortunes flogging embossed book matches and picture postcards of the main gallery, souvenir-scented candles to the masses. The coach parties, alas, do not come trekking in their thousands to our front door. Why should they? Look around you. What have we got to tempt them with?
The stained glass windows.
Ah, yes. Now, the stained glass windows are quite unique and extremely valuable. 17th century. But hardly the sort of stately home attraction geared to get your average day trip of adrenaline going. Apart from which, we've no safari park zoo, no model village, no swings and roundabouts.
No mod cons either. The lighting, like the heating, goes off at this time of the year. It's almost dark.
Let's go back in the warm, shall we?
Thank God. What a delicious dinner.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so nice to have someone appreciate my cooking.
If the impoverished aristocracy has a talent, Julia, it's that of fending capably for itself in times of adversity. Angela is a very good cook. But this was small beer. You wait till you sample her Christmas dinner.
Oh, I must have... Oh, can I take this with me?
Certainly.
I must apologize again for dumping myself on the two of you over the holidays.
Don't be silly. You're here at Daddy's invitation.
Even so, if there had been a hotel within striking distance...
We wouldn't have allowed you to stay in it, even if it'd been right next door. Coffee?
Thanks.
Think of our hospitality as our sprat to catch a mackerel. We're looking to landing a pile of dollars when you lease this house. How long will it take you to come to a decision as to its filmic possibilities?
About 3 or 4 days in all. I'm going to have to scout for some other locations in the area. I need a graveyard. After all, it is a horror movie. I wouldn't be caught dead without one.
You have a sense of humor, Miss Myerson. And you're right. No self-respecting horror film would be complete without its graveyard.
In a village behind the church.
I'm also looking for a quarry and a wood.
Quarry is difficult. Woods we have in profusion. I'll give you a conducted tour. You can take your pick.
Thank you very much. But the house itself is perfect. I mean, it is ideal. It's exactly what we've been looking for.
Spooky enough for your horror film.
More than spooky enough for me, I can tell you. I wouldn't want to spend one night alone in it.
Did I forget to mention it? You've got that very pleasure soon to come. Tomorrow, in fact.
I beg your pardon.
How's your glass?
Empty.
I say, I do apologize.
For what?
Well, if I totally misled you last night at dinner. I didn't mean you to think that we'd be away all night. We'd be back by, 6:30 at the latest.
Well, don't hurry home on my account. I'll be fine, just fine.
Good.
I'll probably be out foraging around most of the day myself.
Yes. Well, you can get to the village in 10 minutes if you cut across the field.
Oh, good.
Angela, come on. We don't stay any longer than we have to. Duty, not pleasure, believe you me. Angela's dowager aunt. Expect to visit every Christmas Eve. Imperious summons. Another bloody aristo. Look, are you coming or are you not?
I'm here.
Thank God for that.
Julia, if there's anything you need, Mrs. Purvis's cottage is second on the left as you go through the village.
We've been through all that. Come on.
I'm ready. I'm waiting for you. Julia, are you sure you won't come with us?
God.
What? Don't be too late. gotten into you. Wind slams the door shut. Well, that's what it sounded like to me. You leaped 6 feet in the air. Wonder what that was. Spooky in here, all right. Oh, boy, finding this house is just too good to be true. What is that? It's upstairs, all right. Well, Julia, why don't you just go up the stairs and find out?
Everything all right, miss?
Oh. You frightened me to death.
Oh, I'm very sorry, miss. As a matter of fact, you startled me.
Oh.
I thought I heard somebody moving about downstairs in the hall. I knew full well I'd locked the front door before I come up here. I didn't know there was anybody in the private wing.
It was only me. I was nosing around downstairs, I'm afraid. And I thought I heard a door slam.
A window, miss. The one in the nursery. The catch is broken. Only I often leave it open while I'm pottering around, let the air in. They get very damp, these rooms, with the condensation. I do apologize, miss. If I'd known you was here, but... Well, Mr. and Mrs. Antry go off every Christmas Eve to visit her ladyship, and I saw them driving off in the car. Well, I didn't think that
It's perfectly all right, Mrs. Purvis. It was my own fault, poking my nose.
It isn't the coziest of places in the winter, miss. I shan't be here myself no longer in Needsby. Now, if you'll take my advice, you'll settle yourself in front of the fire with a good book. Mr. and Mrs. Antry will be back soon.
Whatever you say.
I'll see to that before I go, miss. Don't you worry.
All right. Thank you very much.
And a very Merry Christmas, miss.
Uh-huh, yes. Same to you, Mrs. Purvis. Oh. Hello.
Hello, Julia. Charles here.
Oh, yes.
Look, we've run into a bit of a snag. The car's broken down.
Oh, no.
According to the garage man, it's a miracle she made it down the motorway. But now, snag number 2, we can't get it repaired until after the holiday. I've managed to hire a car meanwhile, but snag number 3, we may not get it until tomorrow. So, do you think you can, if the worst comes to worst, cope on your own until then?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Of course I can cope.
Good, good. So, if this car should turn up later, we'll start back tonight as arranged. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, okay. In that case, I'll look for you when I see you.
Right here. Take care. Bye.
Oh, come on. And thank you, too, Mrs. Purvis. Oh, for crying out loud. At least now, you know, nobody's around to scare the hell out of you. Oh, you again. Who's afraid of a waxwork nurse? Waxwork nurse, a waxwork nurse. Who's afraid of a waxwork? Sorry, Elizabeth. Any more shenanigans out of the pair of you, and I will melt you down to souvenir candles and sell you to the tourists. Door's closed. Wind must have gotten to it. It's like the window. How could it? The door stop. I put the door... Where's the door... There it is. Why didn't I hear it? If that door did slam shut, why didn't I hear it? Well, I just didn't hear it, that's all. What does it matter anyway, how or why? It's closed. Just open it and go back where you belong. Stuck. It's locked. It isn't stuck, it's locked. It can't be locked. It's an old door. It's warped and it's damp and it's jammed. Oh, it's not. It's locked. It could have slammed shut and locked itself. Not with that door stop. My God, somebody's locked it from the other side. Who's there? Mrs. Purvis, she isn't here. Who's there? Anybody there? How do you know it was someone on the other side of the door? Maybe it was locked by somebody in here? Open this door. Open this door. Do you hear me? Open it. Open the door. Is there anybody in here? What is this supposed to be? Some kind of a joke? Is that what this is supposed to be? Well, come on then. Let me in on it. We can all have a big laugh. Hello? Somebody? Can you hear me? There's no one here. There's no one here but me. Whoever it is on the other side of that door. You keep calm and think. Who could it be? It's kids. It's kids from the village. Fooling around, that's who it is. Fooling around the famous old house. That's exactly what this is. How about a burglar? That's possible. You see, you should have thought of that before. It's more than possible. It's a burglar. He saw the entries leave this morning. He waited until Mrs. Purvis cycled down the drive. He followed me inside and locked me in here. Well, all right, he's through now, and he's there. He's there on the other side of this door, and I'm here on this side of the door. Now what? Well, okay, he'll take what he can find from the apartment, and he'll go away. Go away and leave me locked in here. My God, all night? Sure, all night. Charles did say there was a chance they couldn't get back until tomorrow. Oh, my God. Why didn't I keep that bloody raincoat on?
And no more fun either. The lighting, like the heating, goes off at this time of the year.
No lights. All right, Julia, don't be so silly. You're not afraid of the dark, are you? They don't switch all the lights off. Do they? They have to leave on some sort of light. God in hell, there must be one light. Are you still there? Whoever you are. Are you going to open this door? Open it! I'm locked in here. Can anyone hear me? Is anyone there? Now, come on. Just grab a hold of yourself. It looks like you're going to have to spend the night in a haunted house. That's all right. You don't believe in ghosts. So what the hell are you afraid of? Whoever shut me in here, whoever's on the other side of that door, that's who I'm afraid of. Whoever shut me in here is downstairs. Got to be. Downstairs on the other side of that door. What if while I was up in the nursery, what if whoever locked that door unlocked it and it's over here on this side with me now? But where? There's only the nursery. There's nobody up here. Then there's somebody down there. Then there's somebody down there. There's only one way to be sure of that, isn't there? Walk downstairs. Just take it easy and walk downstairs. See? There's nobody down here. Okay, then, I'll go and try that damn door again. What have you got to lose? If it's still locked, whoever locked it is on the other side. If it's open, you walk right through, and then you run out of this house and never look back. It was a burglar. Got to have been a burglar. And he's locked this door because he's scared of you. He got what he came for, and he's gone now, probably miles away. And I'm locked in here. Oh, please, God, let them come home tonight. Julia, try to relax. Try to relax. If anyone on either side of that door was going to harm you, they'd have done it by now. Don't get hysterical. Just because you may have to spend the night with the trio of cockamamie waxworks, you don't have to be in the dark, Julia. You don't have to freeze to death either. Candles. The souvenir candles. And enough matches to last a lifetime. Enough matches to set the whole world alight. What do you know? You can have a dinner. Souvenir toffees for dinner. What time is it? How do I know what time it is? 7? I wonder, is it after 7? Or 8 o'clock? Well, it's not 8 o'clock. Couldn't be 8 o'clock. 7:15, maybe. Let me see if it was dark at 5. If it was about 5 when I lit that fire, would those logs have burned for over 2 hours? I wonder. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. How long will the candles burn? Not all night. Oh, Julia, you are an ass. Why did you light so many of those candles all over this place all at once? Why did you do that? I'm telling you, that fire's not going to last. Okay, now cool it. All you have to do is to find something to burn, that's all. Must be something in this place that's not hand-carved or 1,000 years old. Gotta be something somewhere. My God, that fire is going out. Okay, take it easy. What can I burn? I gotta find something to burn. Downstairs in the hall. That's it. It's gotta be something to burn. Downstairs in the hall. My God in heaven. Who's this? Who's up there? I know there's somebody up there! You're no ghost, are you? You're human, aren't you? Well, I can handle that. I've had just about enough. It was the cat. Oh, my gosh. It was the cat. Thank God. Oh, my God. It was the cat. That cat must have done it. Well, he did. He could have jumped up on this table and knocked against the music box. Thank God. He jumped up on the table and knocked against that music box. Wasn't on the table when I left this room. It wasn't. It was too. Come on, it was too, Julie. It had to be. It just had to be. Damn it to hell! The wood. You forgot to bring the wood, you dummy. You didn't bring the wood. Stop staring! after me.
Yes, well, it may have got us home by fits and starts, but at least it got us home.
Right.
It was more than our car did.
The nursery window. I could do that. I could squeeze through the nursery window.
That's odd. All the lights are off.
Perhaps she's having an early night.
8:15. Talk sense.
I can't go into that room again.
Oh, it's locked and the key's not here.
It's back.
Dad! Coaching! Dad! Dad!
Julia? Julia? Stop!
It's Mrs. Purvis.
Only meant to frighten her, Mrs. Anthony. Stop her bringing their cameras and that to the hall. Your grandfather wouldn't have had none of it.
Mrs. Purvis, it's all right.
What?
Being right and proper. I mean, if the hall should never be a sideshow. It's not proper. It's not.
She's dead.
It can't be.
She is.